Brandon McDonald, lead driver Scott Johnson, Aaron Sherman, and Pedro Dos Santos. For Baker University, from Mid-America Nazarene, Matt Keeley, Seth Stinson, Jimmy Williams, Adam Oots, and Jeff Miller. Standing center court, we're underway. That's Dos Santos, and Mid-America gets the basketball. That's Miller down low, puts it up and in. Jeff Miller, averaging 16.5 points per game and 7 boards, gives his team a 2-0 lead. We are joined by Rick Cole. And Rick, you look at this Mid-America team. We talk about some really good basketball teams. They finished number 2 in the country last season in their division. They ought to be a lot of fun to watch tonight.
And they've got a tremendous tradition too, Tony, as you've mentioned. Rocky Lamar has done a great job here in Olathe with Mid-America University.
No doubt about that. We're tied at 2. As Baker is tied it up. Baker wants to be careful in this ball game to take care of the basketball. That is a big, big plus for this ball club.
And that's so important when the talent level may be a little bit different, that they play at their pace and not at Mid-America Nazarene's pace.
Coming down with the rebound is McDonald, losing the basketball, tipped into the hands of Jeff Miller, number 55. That's Keeley, back to Miller, over to Jimmy Williams. This team has a reputation for taking care of the ball. That shot's by Oots, no good. Oots is 6'4", but he plays a lot of post, as you can see, and he gets his 2. It's 4-2 in favor of the Pioneers. Just underway here at the Bell Family Arena. Pull up a chair and enjoy some exciting college basketball. Off the glass down low is Aaron Sherman.
Tony.
Thank you, Schwerman.
And he's got both of the buckets tonight for Baker. 4
points for Schwerman. As Rick told you, it's 4-4. We're just underway here. That's Oots. Will drive, put it up and in and out. Shots up and in. That's by Miller. Again, Miller will average a lot of rebounds down low. He has 4 on the evening, and a bump is going to go against Keeley. That's his first.
Pedro DeSantis on defense, Tony, went up to block that first shot by Oots, and then he was out of position to get the rebound. And as long as they keep crashing the boards, Oots is going to have his hands full. He's going to have to get some support from the other defensive rebounders.
Between Oots and Miller, they are certainly a force down low. That's Johnson out on the wing. Getting it back on the curl to McDonald, puts it up, didn't get the roll. Tip goes into the hands of 31, that's Red Hansen. Hansen twisted his ankle and didn't practice yesterday, but he's ready tonight. That's Oots again, back out to Keeley.
You can see how the Baker defense with some good help side defense came on and cut him off.
Well, as their coach, Rick Weaver, was telling me, they have very little margin for error when it comes up against a team like MNU. That's Oots down low.
Boy, and he is strong to the hoop, and he's not shy at all about putting the ball on the floor.
Not very tall, 6'4", but not afraid to go to the hole, as Rick told you. That's off the foot, but McDonald manages to pick it up, but off his foot, and
double dribble is going to be the call.
They will turn it over and give it to MNU. 17:08 remaining in the first half. Alongside Rick Cole, the lovely and talented Miss Carla Cole, and your 2 lovely daughters.
All right, Billy and Bobby.
Graced us.
Billy and Bobby are down from Lincoln for the weekend, and they're sitting here helping us do some of the detail work tonight.
That's Hansen, down low, scramble for the basketball, and a foul will go against Hansen. Hansen reached in needlessly on that play, and he'll be assessed with the foul.
That's his first
personal charge against Hansen. Make that Rhett Hansen, Hansen.
I think Tony Baker and Rick Weaver have to be pretty pleased with the pace here in the first 3 minutes. They've been able to walk the ball up the floor, not get into a running game here. And they've gotten a couple of good open looks. The last time the shot put up by McDonald didn't go in. Here's a long 3.
That's a no-look shot by Sherman at 7 points for Aaron, and it's 7-8 in favor of Mid-America.
And Darren Schwerman has all 7 points for Baker. That was a long 3-pointer.
And if you're Rick Weaver, you got to be concerned about that. Plus, I don't think that this team can keep up on the pace with this Mid-America team at this point. That's Hansen trying to go left, loses the basketball. Coming away with it is Baker. Stop and pop, a fadeaway, put it down by Scott Johnson, the junior guard from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Baker has a 1-point lead. Keeley out high on the wing. That's Jimmy Williams. Now it's Miller with the basketball again. That's Hansen, top of the circle, trying to get the ball down low to Oots. Now they try again from Miller to Oots. They lose the basketball. Baker gets it back. A drive and a block by Miller. Over the top.
And Williams was there too along with Miller, but they really are going up and down the floor, and the big men got down the floor in a hurry also.
And displayed good defense, not getting the body in on anybody.
Right. How about the defense at the other end when Baker tried to collapse around Oots? They had 3 guys around him and no way to get the ball to him.
That's what they're going to have to do this evening. You know, there's such a thing as playing up to the level of your competition.
Absolutely.
And Baker is trying to display that here early. They're doing a good job. They lead by 1. It's 9-8.
And Baker has a tremendous program too, Tony. They're down a little bit this year, but Rick Weaver is the all-time winningest coach in Baker University history.
And Sherman is showing out this evening with the fadeaway on his back, making the shot. It's 11-8 in favor of Baker. Here come the Wildcats. A drive, left-handed shot. How did he make it? Scott Johnson. Basically with an excuse me type of shot.
That was a Michael Jordan highlight kind of a drive, and he flipped it back over the opposite side of his hand and got it to go off the board. He has 4. Schwerman has 9 for Baker.
Well, we can put that on the promo tape. There's a drive and a miss and a foul, and that's probably going to go against Brandon Scarborough, number 11.
Keeley, the nice drive there that time, hanging in the air and extending. He came very close to drawing a chance at a 3-point play if it would have gone down.
Check that. That foul is going to be charged to Brett Woolery, the junior from Princeton, Kansas, sending Keeley to the line. The thing about Keeley, he has been amazing in his plus-minuses. He takes care of the basketball. He leads his team with 43 assists. His turnovers are 15. If you're a coach, you're very, very happy to have that. 13-9, Keeley will try to bring the lead to within 3. And Stinson will check into the ball game for MNU. Seth Stinson will check into the ball game.
Now the pressure by the Pioneers, but Baker's handled it pretty well so far, 2-on-2.
They had the numbers, but not quite the speed. That's Scott Johnson. They'll back it out. Plenty of time on the shot clock, coming up to 15 seconds. Johnson again, this time right side, off fadeaway, in and out. Rebound coming down to Oots. That's over to Stimson. He'll drive down the middle, put it up off the glass, no good.
What a pretty move, though.
Did everything but make the shot. Adam Glenn, the rebounder, the junior from Topeka, Kansas. Down low and a foul.
That's Josh Flett from Wellsville, Kansas, Tony, that's in. He's a 6'6" freshman.
And Flett will be at the line. And Clint Snyder committed the foul, the 6'6" freshman out of Great Bend, Kansas.
You've got to like the way Baker has stayed right in this game at the beginning. Of course, it's so crucial, the first 3 minutes of the game and the first 3 minutes of the second half. And they've done a great job adjusting to the inside play of the Pioneers on the other end.
Checking in Brandon McDonald, replacing Scott Johnson. And what a play Johnson made a moment before with that reverse layup. Michael would have been proud.
Yes, he would have.
Flett at the line. And again, you look at the freshman, Flett has quite a future with this Baker team. Baker playing this evening without Ivica Simak from Split, Croatia. He's out this evening.
Is that the club team he played with, Tony, the Split team that's so famous? Do you know?
Well, we know that he's from Split. We don't know whether he played there or not. That ball is on Oots as Oots manages to get away. Good defense by Flett, no foul call. That ball's thrown away in a scramble as it goes out of bounds, and Baker will get it back. And right now, everything's going Baker's way.
That's the 4th turnover by Mid-America Nazarene, and only 1 against Baker. Kind of tells you a little bit about this 4-point lead of Baker's.
Baker played Thursday night at Lindenwood, didn't get home until 4:30. Maybe just a little bit drowsy from that. Look at Stimson trying to come away with the basketball.
Yeah, and they're going to say it went off number 10, Brandon McDonald's hand.
Didn't see that, but Mid-America gets the ball back.
Brandon's not sure about it. He says he didn't touch the ball, but the ball's going to end up in the hands of the Pioneers with 13:52 left here in the first half.
And it's 14-10 lead for the Wildcats. But MNU has the basketball. That's Stimson to his left. Gideon now in the ball game. John Gideon from Stoutland, Missouri, 6'2" sophomore guard.
Nearly another turnover for Mid-American Nazarene.
But you have to credit Baker. Baker has come out and they have really gotten into the face of this MNU team in their house.
Yeah, it looked like Oots and Miller were going to dominate inside there in the first couple of minutes. They did dominate inside, but a nice adjustment by Rick Weaver on the bench for Baker.
That ball's thrown away. They say it's last touch by Flett.
You know, we've got a couple of coaches, Tony, in this game. Weaver, as we mentioned, and Rocky Lamar, who are veteran coaches that have very strong programs. And these two teams, year in and year out, have been among the top in the nation. And we've said as Baker and Mid-American Nazarene, a little bit young also this year, but still, the tradition is there. And when you get into an arena like this, you can feel the intensity between these two clubs.
And you can see quite a few people here this evening to this beautiful arena.
Yeah, the other side is partially full, but right below Carla, underneath the camera, that side is packed. That's the Pioneers' home side, and it is jammed with folks.
And the ball goes out of bounds, and Rick Weaver is up, and he thinks the ball should belong to the people wearing orange this evening.
You know, Rick Weaver was the former head coach at Wayne State College, where I coached baseball for a while, and the head baseball coach at Wayne State is a good friend of Rick's and wanted to say hello to him tonight. Lenny Claver is up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was the athletic director at Wisconsin Parkside University, and wanted to make sure to say hi to Rick Weaver, who he used to work for as an assistant basketball coach.
Thanks so much. Bill Olin delivered my new shirts, as a matter of fact. I had them in his office, and what a job he did this evening with his ball club. They increased to 5-5.
In the game you saw last night here on Team Sports, a very impressive performance by the Lady Pioneers.
Johnson down low. Dos Santos unable to make the bucket. Mid-America gets it back, and that drive and a score by Clint Snyder.
How about the ups on Snyder, Tony? He was way up above the rim to lay that one in, and he got the rebound on the other side. So he goes coast to coast and then way above the rim to lay that one in.
What you call that is a 4-point differential.
Oh, you bet.
Instead of 16-10, it's 14-12. And Snyder has a chance to narrow that lead down to 1. Under 13 minutes to play here in the first half. Glad you could join us. 14-13 as Snyder completes a 3-point play. Snyder has 3 on the evening.
It's almost a zone press or a matchup press, Tony, with 3 across the front and 2 safeties. Now they're picking up man-to-man.
He will do that from time to time. The fadeaway, no good. Rebound coming down to Peterson. And right now, the Wildcats aren't anywhere near the boards for rebounds. That's Peterson with a fadeaway off the glass. Nobody at the bank. Rebound comes down to the Wildcats.
Lee Driver that time cleaning the boards as Baker did a good job on positioning.
That's Scott Johnson out high. Quick look, Dos Santos with a turnaround, put it down.
And he's got to do that. He's the big body underneath for Baker, and he has his first bucket.
6'8" sophomore center from Guyana, Brazil. I trust I said that right. I've been practicing. Rick said, I don't know.
Yeah, and the people watching us probably aren't going to know either. So.
Stimson going left. He'll drive to the bucket. Seth Stimson, 6'1" senior guard, has 2 points. And it's 16-15 in favor of Baker. There's a drive off the glass, and scoring is Lee Driver. 2 points for Lee, 18-15.
The pace of this game picking up a little bit.
No call, as 11 Joel Hardy put his rear end right into the chest of Lee Driver.
Driver might have stepped in a little bit underneath him, so kind of a little guilt on both sides.
Peterson, no good. Rebound coming down to Sherman. That's Schwarman, he spells his name. Well, we'll take that back right now. Fadeaway, no good. Tip in the air. Coming away with the rebound is 24 and a foul.
And reaching in was Baker there, as trying to take the ball down. Peterson might have swung an elbow and gotten away with it, but the reach-in occurred first.
One thing I can tell you about the Pioneer Ball Club, Rick, is that they are very physical. And what Coach Rocky Lamar says, we don't know if we're physical, but we do play hard. So when you see us play, you know that we'll be playing hard. So that's just an example. And I like to watch a team like this get out on the floor and really go after it.
Well, Rocky Lamar is a former player here at Mid-American Nazarene. He was a member of 3 winning teams here of the 6 in the entire history of the program. He was a member as a player of 3 of those teams. Since he's come here as a coach, they have been a perennial winning team year in and year out. As we said, he has just done a wonderful job here.
Rebound coming down to Baker. They have the basketball and the 3-point lead.
A little bit of a zone now, it looks like, for Mid-American Nazarene, and there's the turnover against the Baker team. 3rd turnover for Baker. MNU has 4 of their own.
Good defense so far, and especially guarding the block down low. Keeley in forecourt. Jimmy Williams. That is Clint Snyder. He has 5. 18-17, a 1-point Baker lead.
Snyder just got a little advantage on the defender and was able to take it all the way to the hole, but there wasn't much of a crack there, and he did a good job getting it to roll in.
Off the glass, no good. Tip into the hands of Miller. Keeley will bring it in forecourt. This Baker team looking for the fast pace. Oots down low. Lost the handle. Now he'll turn around and put it up. No good. Rebound into the hands of Snyder. He puts up a fadeaway. No good. Into the hands of Schwerman. Wildcats get it back. Good defense by Baker. That's knocked away and recovered by Williams. Baker is swarming and harassing this evening. Keeley out high on the left wing. Back to Williams.
Baker has stayed man-to-man, Tony, and done a good job on those post players. Not really allowed much outside shooting. There's another long rebound coming into the hands of McDonald.
Baker again has the basketball, throws it to Snyder.
Now just a little bit careless on offense. They've turned the ball over their last 2 times and have 5 turnovers here in the first 10 minutes.
And you're not happy if you're Rick Weaver. You want to be able to take care of the basketball. That's the factor in winning this game. Here's Oots missing. Rebound coming down. A good off-balance rebound by Brandon Scarborough.
And has the Pioneer team gone cold or what? They can't buy a bucket right now.
At this point, we told you earlier, they played at St. Charles, right outside of St. Louis, against Lindenwood. Ball's thrown away.
And that's 3 straight times they've turned the ball over, Tone.
And we have a line change. We see Flett. We see McDonald. You pick up anybody else. Adam Glenn. And who else?
Harris is in there also for Baker.
Right, I mean.
Luke Harris is from Dodge City, Kansas. Looks like he's going to play a guard. And I think that may be part of Coach Weaver's strategy to keep his players fresh. Like you said, a line change just about like in hockey. And they can go at it hard here for a couple of minutes and then come back with 5 new pairs of legs.
And the key to this game, that's Williams with a rainbow and a 3-point shot by Jimmy Williams, the 6'2" senior guard from Olathe, Kansas.
And I know you like that term rainbow a lot, Tony, but that truly was. Fading backwards beyond the arc, he dropped it straight through.
Looks just like a commercial on TV. Flett comes away with the rebound. Flett again. Hits the rim. Look at the crash, and a foul will be against Adam Glenn. But yeah. Glenn, you got to credit him for aggressively going to the bucket.
No question about it. Rhett Hansen had the position, and Glenn came through there hard, and that's the reason the ball came loose.
First foul on Glenn, the 4th team foul charged against Baker. Under 8 minutes to play. 2018, you're watching a very good game between 2 very good teams. Well, if you're Mid-America, you're 8-1, 1-0 in your conference. Baker's 4-8. But you get the feeling that this team is going to come on strong. As Rick Cole just mentioned, another rainbow. Jimmy Williams.
And that's the answer to a cold shooting team. Find that hot shooter, get him the ball, as Williams has hit 2 threes in a row and has 6 on the night.
And a 5-point MNU lead. Flett trying to go off the glass. He's fouled. I believe Williams will be charged with the foul.
And give the 6'6" freshman Flett some credit there, Tony. He got the ball in a tough situation, went right to the glass, right to the hoop, in a time where his team needed the pace to change in their favor. And now he'll shoot the 2 free throws.
He'll try, 7:27 remaining, and he hits the rim. Now, they also aren't hitting their free throws, which is not a good sign at all. And he will try one more time.
Fled was in double figures earlier this year in a game against Ottawa. And hits 1 out of 2 there. But you're right, Tony, to be in this game, as in any basketball game, they've got to hit their free throws, especially if it's true what you say that their talent is not maybe quite equal to Mid-American Nazarenes.
And especially when you're playing on the road.
Absolutely.
That's Keeley out high on the left wing with the taking the cross-court pass. Here's Williams, will drive off the glass. No good, tip around the bucket. Boy, were they up for that basketball. That's Oots again, down low to Williams.
Williams has scored the last 8 for the Pioneers, and here they go, Tony, now up by 6.
6-point lead, 25-19, under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Baker led for much of the early going, but it seems that the Pioneers have kind of hit their stride. Down low, no good. And coming away with the rebound is Luke Harris from Dodge City, Kansas. Off the foot it goes.
Jeff Miller was the one that blocked the shot underneath those long arms. He was able to stretch out. He's a 6'5" junior from Overland Park and knocked that shot away.
Schwerman and Ryan Tenbrink will check into the ball game for the Wildcats.
Nice ball fake there, and that should be a foul, and it's going to be one on Keeley, but a great fake by Brandon McDonald.
Yes, and Brandon was afraid that he'd get charged with the travel.
Yeah, he was.
Stimson will check into the ball game. S-T-I-M-S-O-N, Stimson, Seth from Clarinda, Iowa. And he replaces Matt Keeley.
Mid-American Nazarene back to man-to-man. They had one possession. They showed a little bit of a zone, but that man has been successful for them.
Again, they're looking for the man down low. They got him, and he loses the basketball. Out of bounds it goes.
Great hustle there by Stimson.
And they say Baker will keep the basketball. That was a toss-up.
Yeah, it really was.
That could have went either way.
Stimson, though, came out of nowhere just to save that ball in bounds and did a great job getting it back into play.
Adam Glenn will inbound the basketball. Boo go the fans. But it's Baker basketball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. That shot's no good. Tipped into the hands of Oots. He brings the ball up. He has the ability to move with the basketball as well as post up. Down low to Miller, and a foul.
And a quick entry pass by Oots there, showing his skill up high, as well as we know he's tough down low, but nice pass into the post.
Aaron Schwerman commits the foul. His second personal, now the 15th foul, charged against Baker.
And we are 14 minutes into this half, and only 10 fouls have been called. Gives you kind of a clue of what a clean game it's been so far.
What I notice about play at this level, the play is hard. You cannot afford to take time off. You know, I don't care who you are. You're looking at a 20-point deficit if you do.
Boy, that's no kidding. They can really score in a hurry here, and they can make it hurt.
And just like that, Baker has the basketball on a good defensive play by Lee Driver. That's Brandon McDonald. Bounce pass to Tenbrink. They move it around. Again, they're trying to find somebody in the post that can handle the basketball. But there's a lot of banging going on down low. Rebound comes away to Stimson. He brings it in forecourt. They're doing a good job of denying the ball down low. I mean, this MNU team. That's Hardy going left. Stop and pop with a running right-hander.
That's Hardy that got the shot. Tony, Joel Hardy is a junior from Bedford, Iowa.
And let's keep it simple. No shouting, no touting, no spin. Let's be true to who we are. The simple truth about getting your education at Mid-American Nazarene University is this. MNU is a small Christian university in Olathe, just 20 minutes south of Kansas City. It's a good place to learn, a good place to grow, a good place to belong, and a very good place to get ready to face a few other simple truths, like career choices and income taxes, mortgages and marriages, and how to keep the faith in an ever-changing world. Our 44 majors in areas like business, teacher education, nursing, and computer science, and our top-ranked athletic teams attract students from all over the country. Maybe you'd like to keep it simple. Maybe you'd like MNU. Call 913-791-3380 or hit www.mnu.edu. So we're back to action. Baker will have the basketball. They trail by 8. Now, isn't it funny? But it appears to me that MNU now has gotten their wings. They're starting to fly. They've gotten over that little bit of bus lag. And I just can't imagine going all the way down almost to St. Louis, playing a basketball game, getting back at 4:30 in the morning, and being expected to play the next evening.
And really what's gotten them over the hump has been the hot shooting of Williams, who hit the 2 threes and then another 2-pointer.
Dos Santos missed down low. Baker able to get it back. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. And what has been a very fast-paced, exciting ball game.
Dos Santos is a very athletic big man, and there's a nice entry pass to Scarborough.
Scarborough gets his team to within 6. 2 points for Brandon, 27-21. This is a very physical ball game, Rick. Right now, both teams doing a good job as far as denying down low.
See, the defense has DeSantos trying to take the cutter away there and gets called for the foul. Not much doubt about it. He's saying that his arm just kind of got in the way, which is true, it did. It's also a foul.
He's also playing on the road, so those little things is tough to get away with.
That's his second, Tony, and that could be a key.
That's Williams again. 3 3-pointers on the evening for Jimmy Williams, 11 points, and it's a 30-21 ball game. And this team didn't really catch fire until Williams caught fire.
Right. He has 11 points coming on those 3 threes and the 2-point field goal, and that has been the difference.
Down low, post up and scoring, and Brandon Scarborough, he's done it twice this evening.
Go ahead, Tony.
6'5" senior.
I was going to say, he's listed as 6'5", wearing that number 11, I guess, makes him look a little bit smaller, but he's a big guy underneath there, and what a move.
You're right, he doesn't look 6'5" wearing that number. Dos Santos guarding Utes, forcing him outside. That's Jimmy Williams again. Got to guard him closely off the glass. Oh, boy. 13 points for Jimmy, 32-23.
He hits the threes. He comes back tough inside.
And a foul will go against Jimmy.
Williams is from right here in Olathe, and he has been the hometown favorite so far. He's really sparked his team here to a 9-point lead.
He has been basically the spark in this ball game. 13 points in the first half for Jimmy Williams. 3:11 to play. Baker trying to cut into the lead. They trail by 9.
16 fouls apiece, Tony, for each club.
And what has been a pretty good, hard-played ball game overall. And again, if you're Rick Weaver, you're happy with the play of your team. You also want to try to keep this lead under double digits as you go into the half, and they throw it away.
7 turnovers for Baker, Tony, and 5 for NMU.
That's Snyder, and he's fouled. Snyder is 6'6" freshman, not afraid to drive that lane at all.
Well, I haven't seen a player out here that is evidently afraid of contact. They are all very physical. And now the big man checks in for Mid-American Nazarene University, 7'3" David Schaefer. He is a freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And so they get Schaefer into the ball game. And Snyder misses. You know, you find it's very rare that you find a 7-footer at this level of play. So it goes to show you, and again, something that Coach Rocky Lamar told me, his players really want to come to Mid-American Nazarene. And when you get out and you see this lovely campus, you got to be saying, you got to be kidding. Anybody would want to come out to play here.
And as a basketball player, you step into this arena, and it has got to be as fine of an arena as some Division I arenas. And this is a great place to play basketball. Snyder drops in his 6th point, and a great program to play for.
10-point MNU lead. Coming around the 2:25 mark of this game. Driver going up against Hardy. Bounce pass to Flett. Not a good pass. Not a good pass. They got the ball down low to the big man. He was unable to come up with it. That's Snyder on a give to Hardy.
And that's 4 for Hardy off the bench.
2 minutes left, and Rick Weaver will call a timeout. 2:05 remaining in this ball game. I want to tell you about another one of our fine sponsors, May I Help You. is the question. At Gates Barbecue, the tastiest, succulent barbecue anywhere in the world, is the answer. What else would it be? Gates Barbecue, another fine sponsor of KC8 College basketball.
And Tony, as we take a look at the Mid-American Nazarene University cheer squad, let's remind you, more KC8 college basketball action coming your way next week. Tuesday, December 11th, Penn Valley against Kansas City, Kansas Community College in a women's game. And then the next night, the two schools meet up in the men's game. That'll be Wednesday, December 12th. You'll be there for more KC8 college basketball action here on Team Sports.
We have a full schedule going up until the Christmas break, and then, of course, we'll step away, but we'll be back in 2002 stronger than ever.
Hard to, whenever someone says 2002, it still sounds strange, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, but we're here in the new millennium.
That's right. We've got to roll with the changes, don't we?
Yes, we do. Flett will inbound the basketball. 2:05 remaining. It's a 12-point MNU lead, and Baker did a good job early in trying to keep the score close, but you get the feeling that this Pioneer team will see if they can move away. Flett will go to the line.
I'm impressed by Flett, Tony, just in as a freshman. He'll take it right to the hole. He's got the 7'3" kid, Schaefer, in there right now, but he knows no fear. He's been at the free throw line several times tonight. You mentioned earlier he's got to start hitting some of those free throws, but you've got to like the heart of a kid that will go right down the lane against any competition.
I just don't think you can play in this particular level of basketball without some degree of physicality. Did I say physicality right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
In other words, you better be able to bring it.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the lane, you're going to get hit. There's no doubt about that.
Josh will try again. It's an 11-point Pioneer lead. Comes down to Snyder. Pioneers get it back. They're in the white with the blue trim. That's Oots again. Has a clear shot. He's fouled by Flett. And Oots gets down low, and I tell you what, he's thinking about one thing, and that's scoring. He just has one thing in mind when he gets down low, and that's that basket and how to get the ball through the net.
And he is one of the leaders of this team, and a team that is very young. Rocky Lamar saying earlier in the year that the Pioneers would be a very young team. Williams, Oots, and Keeley, the guard, are the ones that have to lead this team, and they did. They set the example in the summer by staying around town, staying here in Olathe, working out, and you can see that's the group, the three kids that this team really looks to.
And I think what Rocky has done, he has built a level of pride in being a Pioneer and being a team that's come close to winning a national championship. And wouldn't it be something that they can come back in 2002 and bring home the hardware? It would really be something to see. Baker has the basketball. That's Woolery in the ball game.
Really important for Baker, I think, to finish strong here in the half.
They have to try to get that lead under 10 points. Would really be nice to Rick Weaver, but they're not finding the bucket right now. Look at that interception.
Great steal
by
that
Driver.
If they can just follow it up with a bucket, they'll be in pretty good shape.
Look at that spin move, and that's a block and a foul. It's going to go against Jeff Miller.
Scarborough, again, not afraid to go in against the big guys as he was twisting and turning and looking for the bucket. This is one way that Baker can stay in this game, but they've got to knock down these free throws. We keep saying it over and over again, but it's only because one of the fundamental things in basketball, when you get the free shot 15 feet away from the backboard, you got to put it in.
And again, I reiterate, playing away, when you get those opportunities, you best take care of them. Scarborough will try again, and he makes it. 37-26, 1:11 remaining.
Scarborough, Brandon has 6 points and a couple of rebounds for the 6'5" senior from Kansas City, Missouri.
Another fine sponsor of KC8 basketball, FedEx, the official package handler of KC8 college basketball, sends season greetings. That's Oots, baseline, spin, left, right, off the glass, no good. Did everything but bring it down.
And he had Flett going every which way too, as the freshman was totally confused and really fell for those fakes.
Flett's 15-footer, in and out. Right now he's having trouble trying to buy a basket. That's ahead. Look at Flett with the interception.
Great job on defense by Flett, getting back very quickly.
And a foul. That's going to go against Oots. That's Oots' first personal, the 8th team foul. Jimmy Williams will check back into the ball game. And what a first half by Williams, 13 points. At the line, Scott Johnson. Johnson, a 6'1 junior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's 37-27 now. They have the 10-point lead. And Scott will try to narrow that lead down to 9 with 34.3 seconds left in the first half. Got it. A 9-point lead. Williams in the basketball game. We'll see if he can get open for another 3-point shot.
Yeah, they brought him off the bench looking for him to score here at the end of the half. And there he is.
Back to Stimson. We'll back it up. 20 seconds left.
Plenty of time for them. They just have to be patient. Little trap from Baker. Back in that zone again.
Williams cross court.
In fact, I
10
think
seconds
this
left
may
now.
be the first time they have been in a zone, Tony.
That's Gideon. In and out. Rebound. No good. Rebound up. And we're out of time. Now, it may not seem like much, but if you're Baker, you got to be happy with that defensive stop because your team is down by 9 points. Now, you're watching KCA College basketball presented by Two Eagles Action Media. Our games are shown on both the Time Warner and Comcast cable systems on a tape-delayed basis, airing on Time Warner Channel 4 and on Comcast Channel 16. For those of you in the Time Warner viewing area, games air on Channel 4 at 10 p.m. For those of you receiving Comcast cable service, look for games on Channel 16 at both 7 and 10 p.m. For the complete KCA College basketball schedule of games and telecast time, see the Teen Sports website at www.kcteensports.com or call Teen Sports at 816-350-8500. You're watching exciting KCA College basketball. Cadillac, Superior. Superior Cadillac, another fine sponsor of KCA College basketball, is Superior Cadillac. Superior means quality. Superior Cadillac has been emblematic of its name as it has served Kansas City with the finest in luxury driving. Cadillac, Superior. Superior Cadillac, the very name sounds, well, superior. Superior Cadillac at 1151 West 104th Street. Stop by and see J.B. Williams and tell him Tony sent you. Superior Cadillac is a proud sponsor of KCA College basketball. Just before the second half of play, let's take a look at some of the statistics. Rick, Mid-America Nazarene, shot 47% from the field, while Baker shot 38%.
Yeah, Jimmy Williams really was a key there, Tony. When they were kind of cold, Williams came out, he hit 3 3-pointers, had another 2-point field goal, and that really got Mid-America Nazarene onto a roll there the last 8 minutes or so of the first half.
He really blew up during that period. Rebounds, MNU with 18 and BU with 14. And turnovers, a key. MNU has 8, while Baker has 9. So what Baker's going to have to do, and you asked me this off the air, what do they need to do? Take good care of the basketball, try to stay close in this game, and hope to force some mistakes from MNU.
Right, and I really look for them to try to find somebody in the mold of Williams, some shooter that can kind of spark them now.
That can step it up and make things happen. We're just underway here in the second half, and MNU has a 9-point lead.
Josh Flett getting the start for Baker here in the second half, Tony. He wasn't afraid to go to the hole in that first half and has played some pretty good defense against Oots.
In place of Pedro Dos Santos.
Dos Santos kind of disappeared for a while in that first half.
Missed a couple of shots down low as well. 19:21 remaining, just underway here in the second half. If you're just finding us, welcome. We are Team Sports. We do local college basketball. Some of the best college basketball you'll see anywhere. Down low, missing the shot. Trying to do too much on that as Williams comes away with the rebound. 13 first half points for Jimmy. That's Hanson. going left, will drive, put it up and down, and he scores right over Sherman.
And that's his first field goal of the game, Tony, among a number of kids that have played well for Mid-America Nazarene.
11-point MNU lead. That's Brandon McDonald being guarded by Matt Keeley, two number 10s on each other. Johnson down low. And that shot's no good. The first miss of the evening by Sherman. He was 4 for 4 in the first half. Here's Miller down low, losing the basketball, and a great come away by Driver.
Driver's had a couple of good defensive plays, Tony, and they've been hustle plays where he's been in the right spot at the right time.
And he finishes it up with a three-point shot, chasing the rainbow, 39-31, has 5 on the evening. His team's within 8 as Dos Santos checks into the ball game. Miller on the block. That's back to you-know-who. Let's make that Jimmy Williams. And he's on fire, isn't he?
That is his 4th three-pointer, and they have been clutch.
16 points for Jimmy, and 11-point MNU lead. That's Driver again. Johnson comes away. Baker trying to find a way to stay close in this game. Congratulations to the Pioneer football team. They were successful in their bowl bid, 50-21.
That's a bunch of points to score in a college football game.
No doubt about it.
And I'll second that. Congratulations to Mid-America Nazarene University football team winning their bowl game earlier today.
Rick, let's put it on the line, too. What we do basically is promote colleges with these ball games. And you colleges listening here this evening, if you have something to note that you want to talk about, let us know. Go to the website.
Right.
As well, we'll be happy to talk about it.
There's a news site on there. You can communicate with Team Sports using our email address that's listed there at kcteamsports.com. We have found over the many 3/4 of a year that our website has been there, Tony, that if you put the www in front, it makes it so much easier to find it.
McDonald committed the foul, his first. And we see Dos Santos along with Scarborough checking into the ball game. Schwerman and Flett will leave.
Schwerman was one of the early leaders of the Baker team here, Tony, in the first half. They played well in the first half of the first half, if you will. And then he kind of cooled down, and that's when Baker had trouble scoring some points.
Didn't really hear much from him toward the end of the first half. Dos Santos back outside. That's Scott Johnson. Didn't get the roll. Back down low to Scarborough and a foul. That will go against Rhett Hansen. The third personal against Rhett as Joel Hardy will check in the ball game. And Hardy has to be the brother of another Hardy on this team. That's Tracy.
Yeah, in the girls' game, Tracy Hardy played and played well, and I would guess that they are related in some manner.
No doubt about that. Tracy, an outstanding game against Baker. Stop and pop by Johnson, in and out. Baker just not getting the ball to go down on a foul.
On the other hand, Tony, Scarborough continues to hustle and hit the boards and got another offensive rebound.
Well, the thing about it at this point, even though you're not making your shots, you still got to burn it up on the floor.
Right.
You got to leave something behind and hopefully try to force your break.
They're being patient and looking for good shots, and they'll come eventually. They'll get them to drop.
Air ball by Dos Santos into the hands of Keeley. Ahead to Miller.
Miller again running the floor well, Tony. He has 3 rebounds and 6 points tonight, and they're going to force Baker to take a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout. On that timeout, I want to tell you about FedEx, another fine sponsor of KCA College basketball. FedEx, the official package handler of KCA College basketball, sends season's greetings.
We were talking in the first half about Rocky Lamar, the head basketball coach at Mid-American Nazarene University. He was a little All-American during his playing career and still holds the school record for best free throw percentage and also the career assists average per game here at Mid-American University, Mid-American Nazarene University. Coached at Central City, Iowa for a number of years and also at Blacksburg, Iowa for 5 more years before coming back here as the head coach of the Pioneers. And we talked about it. They'd only had had 6 winning seasons before he arrived as a coach. He played on 3 of those winning teams. But then in the last few years, he has coached 12 NAIA All-Americans, named Coach of the Year in the conference 4 different times. He has really done a fantastic job here, as you can see him come off the bench and question that call.
He's off the bench, he's got his hands out, saying, watch me. Nobody's listening to him, though, Rocky. You're doing a good job with the basketball team. Not so good with the officials, at least on that call. No doubt about it. He's done an outstanding job.
Great block inside.
That's Sherman again, and he gets the basket, and he'll shoot one.
He did a great job recovering the block shot and then going right back up with the shot. No hesitation. As soon as it got in his hands, he put it right back up again. And that takes a lot of courage. You know, you get rejected one time and then go right up with the shot again. It takes some athletic ability to release it that quickly, but also a lot of courage to turn around and face that man again.
No doubt about it. And that's what you sometimes have to rely on when you're in a situation like this.
He's the first Baker player to reach double figures, now with 12.
And it's 45-36. Baker within 9. That's Williams out high. On a give to Hardy. Down low to Oots.
And Mid-American Nazarene doing a wonderful job finding the open man. Twice there they moved the ball after good shot fakes and found the open guy for what turned out to be a foul, but could have been an easy bucket.
Well, and again, if you're Baker, that's what you want. You want to make Oots earn everything at the line. And if you're wondering, Mid-American Nazarene from the free throw line was a hot 6 out of 7.
Another little foul coming around there playing defense. It looks like, yeah, it's going to be finally called on Brandon McDonald. Not much contact there, but just enough to get the foul. Here's Oots one more time, Tony.
Has to kick it out. That's Keeley. Put it down, a 3-point shot by Matt Keeley. 6 points for Matt, 48-36. It's a 12-point MNU lead.
We talked about Keeley being one of the leaders of this team. That's his first field goal after hitting 3 free throws. But he can do so much more than just score. Control the ball at the point guard spot, play great defense, and now he gets a big bucket.
You know, Coach Lamar told me that in situations now he has different people stepping up to help out. When you see that, that's a mark of a team that's destined to really go places.
Carla and I talk about this in volleyball all the time, that you can't just rely on, she doesn't feel you can rely on just one player to dominate things. In basketball, I think that's especially true.
You cannot do that. I don't really think in any sport. Shots off the glass and a foul, and trailing on that play is Joel Hardy. He'll pick up the foul.
By the way, mentioning Carla, we should say that she is on the camera tonight, as always, for Team Sports, bringing you the pictures here from the Bell Family Arena in Olathe, Kansas. Mid-American Nazarene University. This arena seats 3,300, they say, and it's a great place to play basketball. And I've got to tell you, it's a great place to broadcast a basketball game.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
Lynette Sessink is the assistant AD here, and she has been going out of her way all night to help us out, getting us the stats at halftime and post-game. And we appreciate everything Lynette has done. She is the head volleyball coach here as well.
48-38. The SID wasn't here this evening because he is the assistant coach on the football team.
Oh, he is.
So everybody kind of interchanges a bit.
The AD here is Ron Hill, and I didn't realize he had a role on the football team as well.
Well, no, the SID.
Oh, the SID.
The SID
okay.
has a role. But we want to say hi to Ron as well. And Ron, we don't want to give you too many hats to wear. But what a job that he's done with this athletic team. Williams missed one. He's human. What do you know?
Is that the first 3 he's missed?
What do you know?
There's a good offensive rebound by Oots, and he draws a foul.
Fouls on number 11, Brandon Scarborough.
Scarborough picks up the foul. It's only his first. Oots has 5 rebounds.
So they get steady play from a lot of different people on this team, which is what makes up the team concept.
Well, they were runners-up in NAIA Division II last year, and again, as we said, a lot of 20-win and now 2 consecutive 30-win seasons. So they've been getting contributions for a number of players over the length of a couple of years here.
Getting the rebound and putting it up is Adam Glenn, and it's 48-40. And look at this Baker team standing as Williams drives, but he's fouled. What, Williams is so explosive.
He is.
But you see how he came toward the basket. He darted his way there.
Williams last year, honorable mention in the conference, averaged nearly 13 points a game. He is a senior this year, and as we said, one of the obvious leaders of this Pioneer team. And we've seen him score in every conceivable way now, Tony. He's hit a free throw, the three-pointers, the two-pointers, but I like his versatility along with that explosiveness. He's been able to hit the threes. We saw 3 of those tonight, but he can also post up down low. Not bad size, 6'2" as a guard, so he is very physical. We saw him explode to the hoop a moment ago as well.
And he is a senior. I wonder if he ever played either with or against Brent McFall, because I had a chance, I believe, to watch him play in high school a few years ago. Out of bounds it goes.
You can hear the home crowd getting all over Adam Glenn right now for that air ball.
Well, Adam's going to come back. He's not going to quit. He knows what he needs to do in this situation. It's a 10-point MNU lead.
I think when you're on the full run and you try to make that jump stop and hit the jump shot, then it's very difficult to make that shot look easy. It's just not your average 15-footer.
Good hustle by Scott Johnson to Sherman. And Scott will try to bring it in forecourt, picked up by Williams. That's not Williams, that's Stimson. Take that back. That's Sherman, I know for sure. And that's Woolery, wearing number 12.
You know, Tony, Baker continues to hang in there. It seems like they're down by more than 10, and now they're only down by 8 as they just continue to hang around, like you said. Play that good defense, and you'll be in the game.
Oots all by himself. Loses the basketball. And see, again, I got to credit Adam Glenn. Of course he's going to pick up the foul.
Right.
But you just don't let Mr. Oots know that he can just get away with anything down low, that he's got to pay for whatever he puts up. Third personal foul charged to Adam Glenn, and he'll probably sit out the next couple of minutes. 13:49 to go in the second half. 8-point MNU lead.
Oots has been fairly quiet. He ended up with 6 points in the half after scoring 4 of the first 8 for Mid-American Nazarene.
It looked like he was going to do gangbusters.
Yeah, he really was aggressive in those first few minutes, and then I felt Baker did a nice job of adjusting their man-to-man a little bit, sagging on him, giving some help when he caught the ball and started to drive, and he only had 1 more field goal the rest of the half.
That's where you got to give a lot of credit to Rick Weaver. And again, you can say what you want, but when you're on the road, you really have to gear your team up and get your team ready to play and keep them in a ball game. He's done a good job of that. 3-point shot by Adam Glenn. I told you he wouldn't give up.
Yep, he came back and played on defense. He forced the free throws, which were both missed by Oots, and then hits the big 3 at the other end after throwing up an air ball one of the last trips down.
Flett will be charged with that foul.
Tony, we've
now
got
the 7th.
Got a 5-point game here, and again, you get the feeling the Pioneers are in charge of this game, but Baker's hanging around now, just down by 5.
Mid-American Nazarene University is a good place to learn, a good place to grow, a good place to belong, and a very good place to get ready to face challenges like career choices and income taxes, mortgages and marriages, and how to keep the faith in an ever-changing world. Our 44 major and top-ranked athletic teams attract students from all over the U.S. Call MNU at 913-791-3380 or hit www.mnu.edu. Scramble for the basketball, and it goes out of bounds. And they say MNU will get it back.
Good scramble for the ball, both teams here, but a key call and Baker getting the ball right back underneath their own basket. How about Oots at the other end, Tony? He's 0 for 3 in the game from the free throw line, something Rick Weaver's going to want to keep in mind down the stretch.
They are not going to let him shoot the basketball down low. That's Flett losing the basketball. He's fouled. That's going to go against David Peterson.
That'll be a non-shooting foul, I believe, here as Mid-American Nazarene shoots 1-1 in the bonus, but just the 5th foul against the Pioneers.
So the Pioneers have 1 to give, realistically. 13-19, we're a long way from this thing being over. Out high to Flett. Over to Adam Glenn. Out of bounds it goes. Look at Stimson. And again, at this level of play, you'll see guys that will knock over a whole row of seats going after a basketball.
Yeah, you see guys at this level playing at 4-year school that really want to play ball, and You know, you can't substitute that desire for anything. They're here to play and they're here to get an education, but it's a very serious business to kids at four-year schools especially, and they take it very seriously, and you see that tonight in these two teams.
And you appreciate the hard play. Here's Flat, missing. Rebound coming down to Miller. Coming up on 13 minutes to play, a 5-point MNU lead. MNU appeared to have kicked out the cobwebs after Thursday's game at Lindenwood in St. Charles, Missouri in the practice. But Baker has never relented on this team. That shot's in the air, missing, and Sherman comes away with the rebound.
Nice screen that time. His driver had to fight through it and was a little late getting there, and fortunately for Baker, the shot missed.
That's flat out high. He will try to drive. Off the glass, and he'll shoot one.
Well, we said it before, the freshman is not scared to go to the hoop. He hasn't shot the ball real well, but he hasn't backed down an inch, and he'll shoot now to try to complete the three-point play.
The 6'6" freshman from Wellsville, Kansas, will go for the three-point play when we return. Meanwhile, another fine sponsor of KCA College basketball is L.A. Jones & Sons. They've been serving Greater Kansas City for over 45 years. Ask about their new pre-arrangement plan. L.A. Jones & Sons Funeral Home, 1800 East Linwood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri, and at 2065 North 5th Street in KCK. Another fine sponsor of KCA College basketball. This is KCA College basketball, a presentation of Team Sports. You know, Rick, we watched the cheerleaders. I remember once at the arena in St. Louis, I watched a cheerleader fall about 12 feet onto the hardwood. I never will forget that.
I'm really glad I don't have a memory like that, Tony. I don't want to see that happen.
I don't either.
That was a nice little, I think they call that a pyramid, don't they? It was nicely done by the cheerleaders.
Yes, it was, but boy, you had a moment where you just hope against hope.
6 points now for Flood as he completes that three-point play, and we've got ourselves a two-point game at 50-48.
Coming up on the 12-minute mark, and that shot's needed by Rhett Hansen. 6'4" senior. Make that junior has 5. 53-48.
And answering in a clutch fashion, too. They set the screen on the previous time down to get that shot from the top of the key. Same play, the same little curl move off that screen. Hansen knocked it down.
Always nice when you can get different people to step up on your team to come through. Thought about Flett, back to Sherman instead. That's Driver. A lot of time on the shot clock. That's Flett. He'll drive again, off the glass, misses. Rebound comes down to Oots. And Miller loses the basketball, but deflects it over to Hansen. And a whistle.
And Rick Weaver's going crazy because he thought the traveling should have been called there, as I believe it was Williams along the baseline, making contact with the ball once and then twice, saving it inbounds.
The third personal against Flett, who will sit as Dos Santos, and Scott Johnson will check into the ball game. Scarborough and Flett will sit. Under 12 minutes to play. And Rocky now is saying his piece to the officials.
Yeah, and I'm not real sure what that is all about, Tony, as he got the benefit of the call there. We can understand why Rick Weaver would be upset, but
it's called working the officials.
Yeah,
you always plant seeds.
Al McGuire used to say, you never jump on the call they miss, you jump on the next one. So
you think Rocky's thinking ahead a little bit in this game.
Hansen hit the big three-pointer a moment ago for his 5th point, so he has been instrumental in this offense. Now's a chance to add a little bit more.
Makes his free throw. It's a 6-point MNU lead. Hansen has 6 points on the evening. Try for number 7. (55-48). Hansen has 7 points, and it's a 7-point Pioneer lead. That's Driver. No, make that Johnson. They throw it away. MNU gets it back.
One of the few turnovers we've had in the half, Tony. It's been a very cleanly played second half.
What Baker has to watch out for are the letdowns. At this point, They have the lead down to 2. This is no time to let up at all. They got to keep that intensity up, and they got to take care of the basketball.
Good pick set by Oots that time, and now he ends up with the ball. Great pass, too.
Oots to Miller.
And how about Oots doing all the little things there, setting the screen and then dishing off the pick and roll.
And unselfishly looking around for the open man.
8 points for Miller, Tony.
57-48, 9-point lead. And that's stolen away by Miller, but they say he really roughed up Schwerman to get it done.
Yeah, Miller didn't agree with the call, and I think he might have thought the ref had called him for being out of bounds. It looked like he was trying to signal a timeout as he went out.
But again, I'm sorry, how about that play?
Yeah,
again by Oots to Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, Oots had, you really couldn't blame him if he was looking for the bucket, but he was also looking for Miller, looking for somebody to come along that he could feed the ball to. That's Miller again, and a foul, and I believe that's going to go against Miller.
Yeah, the way the referee is reacting, looks like they would call it on Miller, but that'd be kind of a strange call. He really didn't create contact, direct contact like you would see in an offensive foul, and now I think maybe the referee was just going over to check to make sure he was all right. Miller runs that floor very well coming from the defensive end and really charges the bucket. We've seen him 2 or 3 times lead the breakdown and pick up the foul.
Both big men for this MNU team moves around well. 11 minutes left to go in this game, and MNU is up by 9, 57-48.
Tony, we want to remind people that more KC8 college basketball is coming your way next week. Tuesday and Wednesday, we will show you the men's and women's doubleheader, Penn Valley at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. I know you're looking forward to that. Tony, the three-year voice of the Penn Valley Scouts, men and women on the PA system. Is that right? And also some play-by-play?
Well, yes, for the last 4 years, we've been affiliated and watching the team the last 2 years. They've gone down to the national championship in Hagerstown, Maryland, the women have. And 2 years ago, the men went down to Danville for the national championships.
Well, on Tuesday night, we'll have the women's game, and Wednesday, the 12th of December, the men's game, Penn Valley against Kansas City, Kansas Community College, right here on Team Sports.
So we'll be back at KCK as well, at KCK there, and looking forward to a great night of basketball. Miller misses the second.
A little bit later on in a couple of weeks, having a game that we'll really look forward to, Rockhurst at Park University. We have seen both of those teams earlier this year, and that should be quite a match at Park.
No doubt about it. You know, Coach Claude English is worried about his team. He's looking for his team to gel. We'll see how far they've come since the last time we've seen them. And Oots gets the ball back out. Good hustle by Oots. Good hustle.
7 rebounds for him. He's done a little bit of everything.
Tell you about Oots coming to this ball game, averaging 15 points and 11 rebounds. That shot's by Keeley. Out of bounds, and they say it belongs to the Pioneers. And a host. We got 10, 11, and 12. That should be easy. Keeley, Hardy. They'll make that McDonald, Scarborough, and Woolery into the ball game. 10, 11, and 12. You have to thank them for that.
Wasn't long ago, Tony, this was a 2-point game, and now it's back up to 10 for the Pioneers, as they have outscored Baker with 8 consecutive points here to lead 58-48.
And they appear to be in control.
I would kind of attribute that to Williams. He's been a spark here for them in the last couple of minutes, running the floor well, made a big defensive play on the last defensive series.
Rebound coming down to Scarborough. It's Sherman. 1-man, 2-man, puts it up and didn't make the basket, but he'll shoot 2. I thought he was going to get by the defenders and put it up and in, but it just missed, and he'll be at the line.
Well, Schwerman has been one of the big weapons for Baker this year. 17 points against Oklahoma Wesleyan earlier this year. She had 19 against Haskell, also 26 against St. Mary's. So they count on him night in and night out, and he leads them in scoring so far tonight, 14, but really can't find that streak, that big streak that'll really give Baker a run. Although Baker's been playing very tough and playing great defense and still in this game, down by 9.
Looking for that bust-out game, the mad game.
Right, and the game in this game, somebody's stepping forward to really lead them and put them into a situation which they can get back in. Down by 8 now, but it was 2 just a moment ago.
Yet Baker continues to find a way to stay in this game, at least keep it under double figures. Williams almost lost that, almost lost it off his foot. That's Oots all alone. Good pass from Keeley to Oots.
And Keeley gets the assist, and another one of the quiet scorers on this team. He won't pour in a bunch, but does a little bit of everything. And what about the ball movement that time and the movement away from the ball?
Again, you look at this team, and you know you're watching something special. And if they can keep it going, keep everybody healthy, who knows where they're going to be by the time we get into March.
Well, they certainly have the tradition. Runners-up last year in Division II NAIA and 30-win seasons back-to-back. This was supposed to be kind of a rebuilding young year for them, but they certainly have some horses.
Wouldn't it be fun to watch a team go all the way and come back with the hardware?
Everybody loves a winner, and we see that all the time, but getting there is a lot of fun, and this team should have a lot of fun this year. They have a lot of weapons.
No doubt about that.
I like Baker's heart, though. I think this is a team that's going to be very competitive night in and night out, and a team that's very hard to beat. And there's another example right there. The three by Woolery, his first basket.
The 6-foot junior from Princeton, Kansas, narrows the lead to 7. And this Baker team, to their credit, is not going away. That's Keeley taking a fake, putting it up off the glass with a strong shot.
8 points for him and 1 rebound tonight.
62-53. And McDonald carried the basketball. That was a matter of trying to score too fast.
Yeah, got in a little bit of a hurry that time, tried to be a little bit too fancy even in the open floor, and it cost him. It's now 11 turnovers for Baker, but only 2 since halftime. Only a turnover, 1 turnover for the Pioneers.
Brandon's only a sophomore. He'll learn that as he goes through his college career. 62-53. Baker trying to come up with the stop and a foul. He's going to go against Drivers. He got in on Williams. And Jimmy will shoot free throws.
10th team foul. Jimmy Williams to be at the line shooting 2.
You know, when I look at Williams, it reminds me an awful lot of Brent McFall. And I knew his dad out at Olathe South, and I was telling him, I think that Brett could be a Division I player. He says, no way he's going to go to a local school.
Is that right?
It turns out that Brett's in a Division I school, and he's doing pretty well.
Now, what school is that?
That is, I'm trying to remember it. It's one of the schools in the upper northern plain area of the country. I think it's Montana. I may be wrong, and excuse me, Coach McFall. But he is playing Division I ball.
Tony, that's 20 now for Williams, as Jimmy, again, has been really the offensive spark for the Pioneers tonight.
That miss, and boy, coming down hard after getting up in the stratosphere is Joel Hardy.
And let's hope he's okay, because he came down with very little cushion there and came down hard. Now the foul's going to be on Baker also, and Rick Weaver is giving the refs an earful.
But did Hardy ever get up high?
He certainly did, and he came down fast, and that had to hurt.
But this is a fun level of ball to watch.
The intensity has been here all night. It's been really a game in which Baker played well early and hung in there. We saw a big streak by Mid-American Nazarene, and then Baker hanging in, making a little run of their own. Another small run by the Pioneers, and now Baker again down by 12 but trying to hang in. The time is becoming a factor now with 8 minutes and 2 seconds left.
And Hardy makes his second free throw. 66-53. Coming up on 8 minutes to play in the game. Baker got into double digits here for a stretch in the second half. Not Baker, make that MNU, before Baker managed to cut it down to as low as 2 points, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 points at one time. I believe it was 50-48.
That shot from three-point country is good by Brett Woolery.
Woolery off the bench has hit 2 of those three-pointers, and again, Baker still looking for that spark, looking to stay in this game, cut the lead to 10 with that shot.
It is a 10-point lead. Under 8 minutes to play. That's Stimson. That's Gideon. That's Hardy. Will drive.
And the foul's going to be on the floor. Hardy again after The rebound and being dumped down at the other end defensively, apparently okay. And he went aggressively to the hole to draw the foul, but it'll be a foul on the floor, so he'll be shooting 2 shots here as they're in the double bonus now.
Has 6 points on the evening and will try to up his team's lead.